Hi, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why Mr. Solar's setup in the classroom and how he runs things is so important for us to learn things. So in the first place, it's so important because the lessons he teaches and the way he teaches it are so important because he teaches them in this way where you could just teach it the normal way and get it done with, like using a book or something, or just doing it the normal way like most people do. But he finds a created my bad created creativity like kind of set off one of our activities, and he turns it into like a really fun activity where you're learning more than what you would have learned doing just what like the lesson plans told you. He kind of likes to go off the lessons plans and turn it into his own kind of like his own kind of idea, and it makes it easier, and it makes it more like easier to understand, and it also involves more fun into it. Like in my opinion, everything Mr. Solars teaches us will help us in the future, even in high school, college, even when we're adults. I think things he taught me in this classroom will really help me, especially for moving up to middle school next year. He teaches you a lot of like life-worthy lessons that you should know if you want to be more successful in life. And especially like in math, he taught us how to deal with money, and we went through this whole like unit where we did a thing on money and how to take care of it. And he always wants us to learn that we need to take care of our money because it's very important. And if we don't take care of our money, it could end up in a bad like situation with our money. And he just explains it in such a great way, and he has us do these games that help. Like they're educational games, and they're like I learned so much on why to save money, how to save money, why people don't use credit cards, and why people use like some people save their money and why some people don't. And it's that especially it's super important for you to do this. All these lessons he's taught me will help me too far, like when I'm an adult and I need to save my money, and like if I have kids and I need to help pay for the house insurance and cars. All these things he taught me just this year, and they were such an amazing lessons that I'm so happy he taught me these things because they really will help me later in life. Excuse me. Mr. Solars, he like teaches us the habits because he like are in a different way. This is the one I like the most, how he teaches it. Like I remember like in a couple years ago, we learned the habit. We were just learning it in our habits notebook, and it really was kind of boring, and there was really like no point of it, and we really had not much fun doing it. And like, to be honest, it was kind of boring. And Mr. Solars this year, he put it into a fun way where we learned the habits in videos, and we wrote down how we could do this better, or sometimes just wrote down quotes on why this is a bad thing, or why we should improve on this, and just why it's so important. And I think those are a lot of life lessons I'm going to need in middle school because I'm moving up there, and I think that it will help me for the next year and years after that, and how to be a better person and be a great person in my life, because he teaches us these ways on how we can stop bullying and how we need to step up on sometimes. And we also need, some people notice some bad things going on, but they don't step up. And he just teaches us the habits, but in a better way, not like just nope. He doesn't like to teach us things in books, which I think is an amazing thing. He doesn't like to teach this in books. He takes it to a next level where he teaches it in his own words. He teaches others, he teaches his students just the best way possible on how to do things. And I feel that it's such a valuable thing, and that Mr. Solars is really going to help me in my future with life, and if I ever have problems with these things, how I can avoid them, and or if I need help, what I should do. And he just taught me so much about these things. Also, he has us use tech in our classroom, a lot of it, especially computers like I'm using right now to make this video. And trust me, I didn't even know how to. I was still couldn't even use Command C and Command V. I barely knew how to use it on computers because we didn't really use them. Now, when I got to this year, I learned so much about computers, especially if I ever have a job where I'm using a computer. It's really gonna help me because I don't know. I never knew as much as I learned this year from computers because I wasn't really a fast typer. I slowed. It took me really, really long to write paragraphs. Now, he's taught us how to use technology because we've gotten used to using it after using it so much in our classroom that I can type faster, and I can also he brought programs to the technology that help me, write steps we use, and it taught me how to do everything faster in writing, and how I can make my paragraphs and typings better, and everything better with technology, and it's really improved my skill with this, especially because most likely in the future, couple years or more, we're going to be using way more technology than really writing, and I think it's really valuable to be learning these things before so you're not really able to have you can have a head start on learning all these things because some people, I remember coming into this class, I came in using technology. I was like, why are we using technology? Because last year I was all paper and pen kind of classroom, and I guess that's what I really got used to. But then I started doing these technology with in Mr. Solar's class, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a great lesson to learn because technology is something that in my opinion, will help us 100%. In middle school and high school, because you're not going to be writing on paper. Most likely, it will be all on computers sooner or later because writing is I guess you could say it's overrated because most people don't really even use it anymore. It's changing. Everything in the world is changing, and I feel like Mr. Solars helps us adjust to that and how it's changing. He just really helps us adjust to all the changes, and he makes life lessons that will always affect me in the future. How it will always help me when I need them, if I ever need to use them, or if I ever need to use certain skills he taught me in this classroom. I feel at least I'm going to be using many of these skills in middle school that he taught me, even high school, maybe even college, to be honest, because they're such great lessons he taught us, and they really could help me in the future if I use them correctly. And a lot of the things, was talking about, the fun activities we do, some people might think these are they're not just for fun, right? That's not true because he teaches us the lessons. These fun activities we do, it uses collaboration, and also like it involves teamwork and imagination and all these kind of things that you need to put together, and how important they are in your life to use, especially because coming up the South, we're going to have to be meeting new people and collaborating with them. And I think that it's really important that he's teaching us these things now before, so we don't struggle with it later. There's so many lessons and things. He just knows everything what he's doing, and everything he teaches us has a meaning. Nothing we've done in our class has had a meaning unless a celebration or something, just for fun because we earned it for being such a great for being a great classroom. We earned it over the years, something like that. But almost everything he teaches us is really just thought out, and it helps us for the future. And I'm happy I had a teacher like this who will help me when I need things in the future. He teaches us a lot of how to work together. How if you have a dream and you want it to become a reality, you can if you just work hard enough. And you need to keep working hard. If people don't believe in you, you just have to believe in yourself to accomplish something. It's not as hard as you think. You always can believe in yourself, and you can always accomplish things. Especially because, like, homework. He has a homework club thing. If we want to come in for recess and learn more things and study, and he has all these great activities or things that we can do in our classroom to make it better. And I feel that it will help us so significantly in the future that, like, honestly, I'm not even over exaggerating on how many times I'm mentioning how much it will help us in the future, because a lot of these kids came out shy in this classroom, and I think that Mr. Solars has really, like, cracked open their shell, especially mine. I used to be kind of nervous talking in front of people and things. And now this year we have all these projects where we have to talk in front of people, and I really learned how to just talk in front of them and just make it easy for me to do these kind of things when they used to be hard, and I used to start getting shivers and just kind of really scared, and I didn't really want to share my opinion because I thought people wouldn't like it, or people would think it's a joke or something. In our class, Mr. Solars teaches us that it's not a joke, and that you can really accomplish anything you want to if you put your mind to it, and that no one will judge you for if you ever have a bad idea. And if you have a bad idea and people judge you, don't worry about it. They're hating on you because you they don't like your idea, but that doesn't mean other people out there in the world don't like your ideas and your thoughts and everything you have. Like, if someone's bullying you, and like this is something he taught us, and they're just driving you nuts, you gotta know that if someone, you can deal with it, and you can have like friends helping you out and just with these problems, and that, like, really, if someone's bullying you, you know that there's someone else out there who there's other people out there in the world who do appreciate what you do, and if they're bullying you, it's probably because of something that happened to them, and you should try maybe to even help them out, because you could maybe know what's going on around with them and why they're so upset and things. Like, one of the most important things we learned is how to be, like right now, how I'm doing this video, how to be like on camera and make videos without being silly. And to be honest, I've learned so much about not being silly on camera. I thought, like, if you made a mistake, like, at the beginning of the year I'd make a bunch of mistakes, but now I've kind of realized and adjusted to how you need to be able to, like, make mistakes and continue going. If I made a mistake at the beginning of the year, like I made a couple mistakes in this video, I would just stop it straight away. Mr. Solars has taught us that if you continue making the video, you'll find out that you don't always have to stop, because you could end up making one of the best videos you've ever made in your life, or say all these kind of things, and it's just I'm speechless, because it's hard for me to talk about all these things, because I have other ideas I want to talk to you about, but I have so many things that were so amazing in this classroom that it's hard to me to talk about all the other things that and remember all the amazing things that were in this classroom, especially like we are a student-led classroom, and we kind of run the classroom by ourselves, but the teacher, like, we'll have student-led where we do most of it by ourselves, and then we also have teacher-led where Mr. Sawyer helps us out. And a lot of this stuff just really helps us out. It's like Give Me Fives. Those are like reminders and alerts. Like, it's the teacher could tell us these things, like recess is coming up. Recess is up soon, and that we need to get ready. But instead, we keep our eyes on the clock, and we're always ready to do it. Like, at the beginning of the year, we missed our first day of recess because we didn't do a Give Me Five. But now, we almost never forget anything, because we always remember to help others out by doing Give Me Fives. Help people out with doing Give Me Fives. And also just reminders and alerts, like anything, and like just hints and amazing things like that we do in this class. We help out our classmates are like our siblings. We're so we're like so much, we've learned how to collaborate so well that it's to the point where we're practically, it's like we're so connected that it's easy for us to work together with anyone in this classroom. And you might have one problem with some kids because maybe, let's say you don't like them, but you still, at the showing that it's amazing, and how we care for our classmates and everything in our classroom, and how we respect everyone in our classroom, and we give them, if they don't, we give them space, and if they need space, or if they need help with something, or they need you to talk to them when they're down or something, or they need advice, you're always out there to help them. And I feel that this like environment we have in our classroom is so healthy, and it will help us so much, and that in our like lives. And I think that I wish I could have this kind of class with Mr. Solars every year, because especially for his next classroom, I give them this advice that it is such an amazing classroom, and if you learn from what you did in this classroom, you will succeed in life, and you will be better. You will get better at things, and just be outstanding if you use these skills Mr. Solars teaches you. And he will be a little disciplined on you if you do something wrong, but you need to learn from it. It's not like he's going to hate you forever. You need to learn from what he teaches you. And if he teaches you something well, put that down in your brain. You need to remember that, because almost everything Mr. Solars teaches you will help you in the future, and it's such an important thing to know that he will help you, and that if you take things seriously in his classroom, that it will help you be a better person in the future. And I hope that if you are Mr. Solar's future student, that you learn as much as I have learned in this classroom, and what a great place it was to for just in the classroom. Anyway, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you are Mr. Solars, thank you for being such a great teacher and teaching me all these things. I would like to say more, but to be honest, I have so many things that I would like to share, but I can barely even remember them, because I have so many things I am speaking about, and I enjoy talking about this and teaching others, if they're watching this video, that this is that you need to learn from what you learn. If you learn anything in your classroom, you need to learn it. Like, especially if you have a great teacher like Mr. Solars. He teaches you so much, and you need to learn from all these lessons he teaches you. If he's disciplined on you, that means if you use his discipline as like a crutch to help you get better at things, it will help you a lot in life, and that you just need to become stronger as a person, and Mr. Solars will help you with that class if you help with and listen to him. And if you use your classmates and if you use them to help yourself, it will help you become a better person in life, and just honestly an amazing person for people to want to hang out with you, especially because this classroom's really opened me up and kind of gotten me out of my shell, and it really just makes me feel so good to talk about this stuff, because it's such an amazing thing to talk about, because he's taught us all these things in our classroom, and we've learned all this stuff from our classroom. Anyway, that was my video, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you, Mr. Solars.